How's it going, guys? My name is Jimmy Champane, and today I'm here with a brand new Chuck date. It's been just over a week and a half since the last one, but we actually have two pretty big updates since then. The first one is thanks to Aubrey Plaza, who sat down with the Hollywood Reporter at the Spirit Awards, which she just hosted, and she talked about the new Child's Play movie. She said, "Buckle up, I love it so much." To me, the original is an iconic movie. I haven't seen our film, just the trailer, but it's a real throwback horror movie. It might seem a little weird that she hasn't seen a cut of the movie yet, but honestly, it's over 3 months away, so I doubt they're even finished with a cut for her to watch. It totally makes sense that she's only seen the trailer, and honestly, I think it's really cool that she paid respect to the original movie and showed her fandom of the new one. It seems like she's really excited to be in this role. After that, she said it's almost got a Spielbergian vibe to it. The reason I did it was for how beautiful the script was. It doesn't feel like a hokey, shticky, campy movie. If you remember the original Child's Play, it was a drama. It wasn't that funny. As the franchise went on, it became something else. The remake really captures the original. It builds for Karen in a way that I'm interacting with Chucky by the end, but I'm mostly dealing with my son, who I almost believe is behind the mayhem. Now, I agree with her that if you look at the theatrically released movies, as the series went on, it definitely got a lot campier. I mean, Seed of Chucky is definitely a comedy, but if you take a look at Curse and Cult of Chucky, those movies both kind of brought the franchise back to its roots. They include characters from those movies, but again, they are slasher movies after all. That being said, I don't really expect her to have seen those or even really know they exist because they're direct-to-DVD movies and they ended up on Netflix eventually, but really, they kind of might look like Redbox fare to anyone who's not an ingrained fan of the Child's Play franchise. On top of that though, her statement really does confirm a lot of my predictions from the past few months that this is going to be a lot like the original Child's Play. It is a remake after all, but it does really seem like they're going to follow it beat for beat. They might change a few things like Andy being deaf or, you know, the modernization of it all by having the Caslin Corp be a tech company, but at the end of the day, you're getting pretty much the exact same story as the original Child's Play. But again, I think it's great that she has so much enthusiasm for this role. Like, she basically said she wasn't supposed to talk about Child's Play in this interview, but then she just opened up and kept gushing about it. So it's really nice to see that enthusiasm, and on top of that, I really do like that it's taking an Amblin route and going in the vein of like E.T. or The Goonies, where it's fine for all families, like most people can watch it, but it is going to have a lot of darker elements that'll stick with you for the rest of your life. I really do hope it is rated PG-13 in that case, because then the audience, which seems to be like 13 to 16, will actually be able to go see it. But again, I did see some rumors that it's going to be rated R, in which case it will not be very Amblin-esque. So we'll just have to wait and see. Okay, so the next story we have to talk about is definitely going to have a lot of spoilers in it, so if you don't want to see those, then click away now. Okay, so a German Blu-ray database actually put a plot synopsis on their website that I think has way more details than MGM would like, and I plugged it into Google Translate so I can tell you exactly what it says. Basically, Henry Caslin, who owns the Caslin Corp, which is a consumer electronics company, decides to start taking over the toy industry, and he creates a toy called the Buddy. As we already know, the Buddy is a super smart AI toy that can learn and think like a child, and Karen Barkley gives it to her hearing impaired son Andy. Andy very quickly bonds with the doll and names it Chucky, and then he starts to neglect his real friendships in real life. Of course, Chucky starts doing some bad stuff like killing people, and everyone suspects Andy because no one's gonna believe that a doll is alive. This time around, Detective Mike Norris is the father of one of Andy's friends, and he starts to catch on that it might be the doll doing all this bad stuff, but Chucky is one step ahead of him. That motivates him to kidnap Karen and take her to the toy store we've seen in the trailer, and of course those leaked set photos from the end of the movie, and everything sort of culminates there. From the very beginning, we've heard this is going to be an emotional movie, and that's kind of why everyone involved signed on to do it. And I can totally see how that is, since Andy is hearing impaired, he's probably going to be bullied at school, and Andy's mom, Karen, is going to give him Chucky to make him feel better and actually like he has a best friend, because that's how these Buddy dolls are being marketed. The hearing impaired angle is really cool to me for a few reasons. The first one being that it's a great way to explain how Chucky could exploit Andy in this movie. You know, Andy's probably going to be bullied at school, he's going to feel like an outsider because he's different, and Chucky is going to kind of make him feel normal, and that's going to be why he starts neglecting his friends. On top of that, it's really different from the original movie, which is what it needs to be to really succeed. And finally, it's awesome that we're getting to see a main character in a horror movie that has a disability. Now, horror is kind of at the forefront of this. Of course, we had a deaf character in A Quiet Place who was played by a deaf actress, and I think that's one shortcoming here, that the kid playing Andy doesn't actually require a hearing aid, but I really do appreciate the effort in this. It's just a cool thing overall. The two big things we still don't know are what Chucky looks like with CGI applied and what he sounds like. Now, people think he might still sound like Brad Dourif, even though Brad Dourif isn't voice acting, and that just doesn't make sense because he doesn't have the soul of an adult in him, so why would he sound like an adult? He's a consumer electronic that's made to look and sound like a kid. I bet you so much money that he's gonna sound sound like a child voice that has a little bit of a Siri tone to it, and that could be good or bad. That can definitely be creepy because he can interface with electronics and stuff, but overall, I think I prefer the original Chucky to that. But that's it for this week's Chuck Date. Let me know what you think of all these updates down in the comments below, and remember to subscribe if you haven't already. Anyway guys, my name is Jimmy Champane, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.